Hi there, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblen, the CEO and president of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, coming to you again with another one of our Zoom chats. These are benefits for members of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, and we love doing these because they help uplift our members and all the great things that they're doing in our community. And today, it's so lovely to see these familiar faces that I've known for many, many years. But we've got Catherine Wanek, who is one of the owners of the BlackRange Lodge. She's accompanied by her partner in crime, Gary Harvell, and they are home of the annual Pickamania Music Festival taking place September 5th through the 7th in Kingston, New Mexico. It is so lovely to see you both. How are you doing? It looks like a beautiful day up there in Kingston.
Yes, it is.
Great to see you too, Carrie.
Yes.
It's so
Always
lovely.
good to see you.
Now, this Pickamania Festival has been going on since the 1980s. That's amazing. It's just absolutely incredible. How did you come up with the idea of this becoming an annual event, or coming up with the idea, period, and then it becoming an annual event?
Well, we didn't really start it back in the 80s, but we were at the very first Pickamania down in Animas Creek. The person who gets all the credit really is Bill Bussman, who was a wonderful, and unfortunately he passed away a couple of years back, but he started that in the 1980s, and he was such a wonderful person and such a friend to musicians, a luthier, a great player himself, and also just always ready with a joke, and so people loved him, and so he set the tone for Pickamania. We picked this up about, I'm going to say 9 years ago. In 2017 we did it for the first time, and I guess during COVID we had to have one kind of a distance kind of Pickamania, but we've been doing it ever since, and it's just been a lot of fun for us. We back in, I think it was 2016 that we put our pavilion in so we could actually offer live music. So after that we decided, let's pick up Pickamania.
That's awesome that you picked that up. And we all, many of us know Bill. I know him from the radio station days, and he created a mandolin specifically for the radio station, and really just so instrumental in the music industry, the down here in southern New Mexico. And so I'm so glad that you all took it up. So when you took it up, what did you learn about the process of organizing a festival? Because it's not easy work.
No, but I have actually been organizing music in Hillsboro for many years before that. So we helped to organize at the Hillsboro Community Center and promoted a number of bands there, including the Hard Road Trio, which is playing again this year. They're it's going to be a reunion concert, but but that was really good training for me, to have the communication with the artists and to do some of the promotion and get the posters done and then do this, have the sound and everything going. So it was sort of a community event for us, and it was good training to do our own events now.
Well, and you've got a great site out there at the BlackRange Lodge, and with that pavilion, and then of course Gary is the official breakfast chef. Am I right? And so you really make it like a really amazing community event, even though a lot of people who attend Pickamania aren't from the community, the surrounding community. They're from all over the place. And how did you come about? I mean, I've always felt at home when I've ever gone to the BlackRange Lodge, just in terms of just how welcoming it is. And so how do you kind of coordinate all of that? Like, you've got your stage and you've got, people who might be staying there on site, all sorts of stuff. That's a logistical challenge.
Yeah, you just have to have enough help. And so this year, we have, the last number of years, we've had some local people that staff the gate that really did a great job for that. And I totally feel like that's all taken care of. Then we this year we have a couple more people that are going to be part of the stage crew, and I also have a couple people working for me in the kitchen, so they will help make sure everything goes well for our guests. I mean, we do put up a lot of the musicians as well. So everybody has their thing to do, and we all coordinate, and we're used to it.
Roll along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a food truck to take care of the food, and then there's another neighbor that makes apple pies, and another couple neighbors that are going to do snow cones this year, and then also a great local vineyard, the BlackRange Vineyards.
Right.
They are going to be bringing. They have very good wine, and bringing New Mexico beers too. So it's kind of a real regional New Mexico kind of event.
Well, and you talk about the BlackRange wine. Nikki always does a great job and has always been somebody who's been really integrated and working in the community as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Hard Road Trio, and they're one of the musical acts that you've got, and you've got a really great lineup this year. And how do you go about picking the performers? Because you've got to think about, first of all, you've got 3 days of events. You want to make sure that people hopefully stay throughout the entire 3 days. And so how do you approach scheduling and getting all of those performers?
We have a couple that have been from the very beginning, Peter McLaughlin and Chris Brashear. They're musicians from the Tucson area that we've known for so many years that they can, agreed to be the headliners for the very first one, and they've been coming back ever since. And they're so terrific that they're just automatically come back. And then another duo from the Midwest, Will Maring and Robert Boland. He's also an awesome musician. He's won the flat picking championship at Winfield, Kansas, and he was one of the fiddle players for Bill Monroe. So he's kind of a legend in the Nashville area. And so they become friends. So they're back every year now. So then I do try to combine that with new bands that we discover, hopefully from New Mexico. And this year we have 3 or 4 new bands from New Mexico. One of them is the ABQ Skeleton Crew, and another band from Albuquerque called the Roswells. That's a little confusing, but no, they're really great, and they're a very good country swing band. So we thought this year we would we put a new dance floor in our classroom. And, well, it's a new floor, and so we're going to have dancing this year. That's a Friday night. So I just try to schedule, something exciting on Friday, and then Saturday is also a great lineup always of bands. There's another new band called Acoustic Gap from Albuquerque. They're fairly new together, but they all have a different blend of kind of Americana, bluegrass, and folky tunes that all kind of complement each other. And then I'm going to say the audience favorite is the Super Jam that happens at the end of Saturday.
Oh, that's evening. Right. That's right.
Peter and Chris, and then Will and Robert, and we're going to have a great banjo player this year too. So anyway, they're all coming together, and they play a lot of the standards that people have heard but they're such great musicians that they don't even get to rehearse very much, but
they just pour it out.
They know,
there it is.
They all know the tunes, and they're really fun. Yeah.
Well, and I love that idea, because I know that the Super Jam has been happening for quite some time, and it's really something to witness, because it is folks who have typically not played together, but they all have the same love for the music and just getting together and creating music together. And I don't have a musical bone in my body, so I always appreciate when somebody can pick up a song and be able to play the tunes and hear the chords. Yeah. And it is something to watch, is the Super Jam, because it really is just this experience of magnificence and talent of people getting together and playing good music, and you will not leave without tapping your foot at least 5 times.
Right. And you can tell they're having fun with it too. That's why they keep coming back too. They've had fun, and it's not a huge festival with thousands of people. It's really relaxed, kind of a local event. We don't really want to get too big because it's a small neighborhood, but it seems to be a real chillax kind of a event where people can enjoy the green, and we're up in the mountains, so it's always a bit cooler up here. And the musicians seem to have fun too. So yeah, everybody gets to hopefully make a few new friends and join in on the fun. That's relaxing awesome afternoon.
Well, and it is. I mean, you're not overselling it in any way whatsoever, because it is one of those atmospheres where you can just go and hang out, make new friends, eat food, sleep, listen to music, and just enjoy it all over again every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's new this year. Another new thing is we're going to have a Wi-Fi hotspot. So this last year, we were lucky enough to get fiber optics, and the fiber optics company is going to sponsor the event and put in a free Wi-Fi hotspot for everybody. So, you can Zoom, or you can, put yourself on Facebook, or I guess it's now TikTok. Everybody does that.
Right. Yeah.
And not me, but okay. I'm okay with that. And what else is new this year?
Tiff
Scott.
and Molly.
Oh yeah, Tiff and Molly, another band.
Hot duo out of Austin.
Ooh, tell us about it, Gary.
Yeah, well, they came through first and played for the Centennial, for the Gila Wilderness Centennial. And we just, personality-wise, just hit it off very nicely. They're very nice and accomplished musicians that do a lot of good original tunes and do a great job on whatever they got. Nice. Cellist, which is Molly, and then there's a guitar player, drummer, etc., Tiffany, and together they really do rock the house.
Yeah, they're the closest we get to electric around here.
Oh, I bet.
They also play, and will be playing in the TRC Brewery during this same period of time they're here to do the festival, within a few days of that.
Oh, that's good. So if fans want to stick around or come over from them, that'd be great. Yeah,
and speaking of the TRC Brewery, they're a sponsor of Pickamania this year. Also, Ethos Broadband, as I mentioned, they're a sponsor. They're providing the Wi-Fi hotspot, and then also Organ Mountain Solar and Electric. That them very well. They are members of the Green Chamber, and they're also sponsoring Pickamania this year. So we're really, it's really pleased to have sponsors. So
yeah, and well, and that's like TRC Brewery is also a member of the Green Chamber, and this is where I always love how it's a perfect example of how our local businesses always like to give back to local causes. And this is just another perfect example of just all these nice things coming together to help make a wonderful event and continue that wonderful event that's become really kind of a mainstay of September in southern New Mexico. Is always like, where's the Pickamania event?
Cool.
As we're finishing up today, what as organizers, as somebody who's also organized, sometimes it's hard to kind of step out of just being able to enjoy the experience, right? Because you're looking at all the different logistics, making sure everything is happening like it's supposed to, that nobody knows something happened it shouldn't have. And so I'm wondering, for you, are you able to kind of take a step back and just sit and watch the performers and look at what people are taking away from this event?
Well, we do try.
No, I'm involved in it.
Gary's involved in everything. He's always running around, but sure, we're there. We're always listening to the music, and that's great. Yeah.
And what do you hope folks will take away from this Pickamania, given that you've got some other folks from out of the state coming, and these well-known names and people that you've enjoyed as musicians? What do you hope folks walk away with from this?
The same thing again. Having a relaxed weekend in the mountains. There's other things that people can do too if they want to fill their weekend up, because Hillsboro is a great place to visit on the way up. There's a great little cafe there, and a farmer's market, and a couple shops, and then there's the Ghost Town Museum in Kingston is also going to be open, and there's going to be the apple orchard is going to have apples and apple cider, and also we have the Historic Percha Bank is going to have an art show. So
nice. Maring, actually.
Yeah, Will Maring, she's an artist as well as a musician. So we're going to showcase some of her lovely art, and so there'll be other things to do besides just sitting in the grass. But people can bring their own. We'll have chairs, of course, but sometimes people bring their own. That's fine as well. We just want people to be able to take their shoes off, put their feet in the grass, and relax, and maybe enjoy a little alcoholic beverage or a snow cone or whatever. But and it's a family friendly event. We really love having kids as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited that you all are doing it. And I think just knowing if you haven't seen the BlackRange Lodge, you really need to because it's an incredible venue with a lot of history. And it's a beautiful, beautiful site. And if you'd like to know more about Pickamania, it's taking place September 5th, 6th, and 7th up at the BlackRange Lodge. And it will be, we'll give you ticket prices. You'll see those either above or below. And even the link to buy tickets will be above or below, all depending on what platform you're looking at. But it is taking place in Kingston, New Mexico, at home of the BlackRange Lodge. And as always, Catherine and Gary, it is lovely to talk with you, and I'm so excited about your event. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I know it's going to be a success because people love the music that you bring to the community. So thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you so
Happy to
much
do
for
it.
having us.
Absolutely, we'll see you.
Great to see you, Carrie.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
we do.
Thanks for all the work you do.
Absolutely.